and welcome back to Mama Bear Living. So, the last two articles I've posted on my blog were about authenticity and empowerment. And I was going to do two different videos and cover both individually, but for me, I believe that the root cause for people not having authenticity and not feeling empowered are the same, largely. Now, not everyone. We all probably know at least one or two people who just choose to live their life differently and not very authentically to get whatever their need is at that time. I love to believe that correlate all people are good, whether or not they appear that way or not. But back to what we were talking about. So, what is authenticity? Authenticity is when your actions and your words match your inner thoughts and beliefs. Okay? So, what's empowerment? Empowerment is when you feel like you are capable of taking action. You are feeling confident and able to do something. So, why are there so many people living without authenticity and without empowerment? I've shared my story. Feel free to go look at the intro video to get the details. But in short, I am a domestic abuse survivor, among other abuses. I didn't have a whole lot of self-confidence. And honestly, I've been working on it for years and just now getting to a point where I'm taking my power back on that. I believed all the lies that my words don't matter. I'm insignificant. I'm not intelligent. I'm stupid for wanting to share my thoughts and beliefs and ideas because nobody wants to hear it. Guess what? It's not true. Somebody needs to hear it. Not having enough self-love or self-respect can cause people to not be authentic. They're not trusting. Why would I show you who I truly am on the inside if I'm going to be in a mind state to assume that everyone I meet wants to cause me harm? And that may sound crazy to say it out loud, but I lived there for a very long time because it's what I knew to be true. It's what I had experienced. If somebody was nice to me, there was something they needed from me or wanted from me. It couldn't be because they liked me as a person. There was nothing admirable or likable about me. For years, that was drilled in. Why would I believe anything different? And if you've been in that situation, I get it. And it takes someone else coming into your life and you hearing a message like this to know that somebody else has been in similar shoes, has had similar feelings, and is on the other side of that. Right? I can't tell you exactly how you feel, and I'm never going to try to. I can tell you how I felt in a situation and how I talked my way through it or got help to get through it. So where do we start? Because if you're not living an authentic and empowered life, you're not helping other people. Now, maybe you tithe to church, maybe you do some volunteer work, but you're going through the motions and you're not sharing your heart and your soul and your story with people while you're doing it. And honestly, that's where the change is. It's great to volunteer. It's great to tithe. Any way that you can help serve others is a beautiful way to live. But if you aren't shining, if you aren't showing your light and your love, while you're doing it, you're not doing it all the way. It's just motions. And while they're helpful, they won't be as impactful as if you do it with all of you, all of your feelings, all of who you are present and serving. Now, empowerment gets a bad rep. It does. You go to your workplace and your employer wants to help empower you. It's a nice sentiment. Doesn't really work too well with my belief system, though. And I'm not going to tell you what your belief system should be. So I'm going to use the word creator, and you insert God, creator, universe, whatever fits your belief system. Because I'm not here to tell you what you should or should not believe. But for me, I don't believe there is another human being on this earth that can empower me. I don't think there's anyone benevolent enough to do that. Now, can people inspire me? Yes. Can they support me? Absolutely. Could they show me love and grace and mercy, and then I feel more confident? Yes. But I believe that true empowerment comes from within. That when we were created, our Creator put that gift inside of us. So that when we chose to use it, or when we went looking for it, we did not have to rely on anything external to us. It was already inside of us the entire time. That's where I found mine. Now, yes, I have had people inspire me. I have had people support me. I have had people talk to me and talk things out with me, and all of those things are awesome and great. But my empowerment, my feeling of being empowered, my feeling that I could actually reach out to you like I am now, and other things that I'm doing to help serve people was possible. It was doable. And I was worthy and valuable enough, just as I am, to do it. And you are too. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me, and it's really not about just you. If you don't show up authentically and empowered, who are you not serving? Who in this world is not hearing your story? Who is not hearing the information that you've learned in this life that could be really helpful to others? I mean, let's face it, Google anything and you can find it. So why do you need people like me? Well, Googling everything can be very stressful, depending on what you're trying to research. It's very time consuming. And sometimes you feel like you're on an island by yourself and you're the only one that is having to rack your brain and hit your head up against a wall, figuratively, to figure this out. But you're not. You're not the only one who feels beaten down. You're not the only one who has lived going through the motions but didn't actually fully live because you weren't bringing all of you, because it wasn't safe to bring all of you. I get that. But it is. Okay, our past cannot define how we live the rest of our lives. That's a trap, and that's a lie. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You are intelligent. And you have gifts and talents to offer this world. But I promise you, if you don't take a little bit of time to sit with yourself, really get to know yourself. It sounds silly, but how well do you actually know yourself? How much time do you spend with yourself? And if you have a lot of negative thoughts in your head and a lot of the echoes from the past of other people who did not feed you, but fed you lies, fed you half truths, put you down. If all of those voices are still running around in your head, it's time to start talking to yourself out loud if you have to, in front of a mirror, and say encouraging things to yourself. And try to say them with as much meaning as you can. And it may feel silly, it may not feel true, but if you keep doing it, it will become your truth. Telling yourself, I am worthy of love, of blessings, of gifts. Heck, I'm just worthy to be alive. Because that's a gift in its own. Tell yourself that there are people waiting. Because there are. They're waiting for you to show up. They're waiting for you to tell your story. They're ready to see someone courageous enough and strong enough to say the hard things. And you can't sit on your couch with your blanket and your tissue box and cry the rest of your life. That's no way to live. It's okay to have those moments. I've had them. Been there, done that, still have them every now and then. That's okay. Crying can actually be very therapeutic. It's a release. Because you also can't just take all of your past and just shove it down inside you and keep it there. I'm telling you, it's not good. For years, I shoved all the bad things down inside me. I didn't really deal with them. I just shoved them into the corner and I kept surviving. I just kept taking care of everything I had to take care of. The next step, the next step, the next step, and never dealt with those issues. And they sat there. They didn't go anywhere just because I ignored them. And how they showed themselves was anger, unforgiveness towards others, and just overall, not a great person. Not a great person came out of any of that. So I encourage you, deal with whatever you have pushed down into you. Whatever you have swallowed down and said, I'll deal with it later, or it hurts too much, I'm not going to deal with it. Take some time to unpack that. Because it's holding you back from your life. And once all that's unpacked, and it'll take some time, don't overwhelm, just do a little bit at a time. And I can come back in here with another video and help with some techniques for that if that's what you're needing. But my heartfelt request is to please start being authentic. Not just sometimes, but all the time. You are exactly who you were created to be. And there is no one else like you, which means I can sit here and talk to you about this, and 10 other people can sit there and talk to you about this, and we could say the exact same words. Our experiences will make that message different. The sound of our voice, the way we look, our expressions, they're all different because we're all very unique individuals. We shouldn't play this game of comparison. We shouldn't try to be someone else. If we were all supposed to be alike and do the same thing and like the same thing, number one, it'd be a really boring world. Number two, I think we'd all be made the same. We'd all have the same personality. Maybe we'd all look different, but we'd have the same voice. We'd have the same thoughts. We'd have the same abilities and the same gifts and talents, and we don't. It's really cool, but we don't. And instead of being envious that someone has a talent you don't, embrace your own. And if you're going to tell me you don't have a gift or talent, I'm going to tell you, go spend some time with yourself. Go have a nice long chat with yourself. Run you a hot bath. Lay in there and relax. Take it easy. And then do some soul searching. Dig deep. Because everyone has talents and gifts. The only reason we generally don't see them is we don't love ourselves enough, respect ourselves enough, or believe in ourselves enough to know that we are worthy and that we are talented and gifted and that we do have things to share with the world. So I'm going to leave you with, you are worthy. You are beautiful. You have talents and gifts to share. So I encourage you to start showing up authentically every day. And it doesn't have to be popular with everyone. You need to give up worrying about what everyone else thinks about you. Because in all honesty, they're probably thinking a whole lot less about you and what you do than you tell yourself. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they think. So take your confidence, take your self-love and respect. Hopefully a little bit of inspiration from this video. And anywhere else you can grab that love and support. And be empowered. Reach inside you, grab your empowerment, and start taking actions to serve others. It's not about self-promotion. It's not about self-gain. My goal is to see how many people I can actually serve and help. And if I can change one life, every bit of this is worth it. Hope you all have a blessed day.